People who are afraid of making mistakes, like they teach in school, they don't ever grow. So I have a question for you. What does school teach you about money? But a real entrepreneur, whether they fall down, they're always can go up. They can stand back up and go higher. Yes. Don't tell people what you know. Keep them poor.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad. A great book to say the least. Filled with so many different gems. I'm not talking about some of those unfortunate, pesky cryptocurrencies that some of us ended up getting wrecked by earlier this year. 1 minute of silence for the fallen portfolios. Alright, that's a bit of a stretch. Let's not do that. Let's get back to the topic of the book. So by utilizing the information within this book, this will not only provide you with general self-help, but can also help you start your financial journey and avoid the financial mishaps that happen when you're trying to get those quick fire, or let's call them microwave results. And so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to provide you with 4 lessons that I've personally taken within this book that I believe is critical for everyone to know. So let's get into it. Now, number 1 is don't sit around, take action. You see, in life, most people are scared of taking action and trying to make change in their life, not because of a lack of talent, skill, competency, but because they're scared to make a decision. And if you wanted to wrap this in 1 word, or actually 2 words, this would be called decision anxiety. Now, decision anxiety is the fear of making the wrong decision, which can later lead to severe consequences. But I actually look at a great quote from Leonardo da Vinci, which says, "As iron rusts from disuse, even so does inaction spoil intellect." So it's actually in our best interest to take action, move forward, take steps, overall just take risks. But make sure those risks are calculated. I don't want to hear anything about you put everything that you've got in Flocky Inu and now that's gone to zero. Living life like Ian from EastEnders.
I've got nothing left. I've got nothing left.
That's definitely not what we want. But just taking those small steps, calculated steps towards what you want to do. So maybe starting to invest, learning a new skill, setting up that business that you always wanted. Doesn't all have to be done in day 1, but just moving forward. Just looking at my life as an example, this quote in question gave me the push that I needed to actually start my financial journey in a proper fashion, and also help me start this YouTube that I've got going on here. Number 2, train your brain. See, we've all heard the quote, knowledge is power. I'm going to go 1 step further though. I'm going to say knowledge is what's going to get you paid by more than the hour. See that rhyme? I should probably be a rapper. Cringe, maybe. But honestly, by acquiring new knowledge, this will allow you to steer a path to the life that you really want to live, because you can add value no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing. Now, number 3 is to be financially secure, a person must mind their own business. And I believe with this one, the book was ahead of its time for 2 interpretations I've taken from this. Now, the first one, which was provided directly by the book, was that our businesses and our jobs are 2 different things, but a lot of the time we get confused, and when asked what our business is, name what our profession is, name what our job is. But in actuality, we need to be taking care of our business. And that's not saying that everybody should become an entrepreneur, because some people, that's not what they want. But there's other things aside from the job that have value in your life, and we should always be moving towards them. Now, the second and my personal way I chose to look at this quote was mind your own business. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You need to mind your own business. But no, that's me included as well, to be honest. And you see, I say this because with the world that we live in right now, having access to so many people's lives through social media, it's so easy for us to compare ourselves to other people and feel down about where we're at, what we're doing, and where we're trying to get to. Because sometimes comparison can be the thief of joy. And I know there's examples where you can use comparison for healthy advancements in your own life or improvements for your own life, but for the most part, that usually doesn't tend to happen. But in actuality, we need to be happy or content with the season that we're in, and know that as long as we have a clear, structured plan, because we all run our own races, that we can actually get to the goals or hit the goals and targets that we want for our lives. Now, the fourth and final one I want to leave you on is be generous. And generosity can be looked at in two different lenses. The first lens being health. And there's many studies that show that generosity can lead to a greater well-being because it can provide or has a positive correlation with being more happy, having lower stress levels, and also resulting in lower blood pressure levels. And then just looking at it from an economic lens, we can see that by having an abundance mindset, by being able to provide not only for yourself, but be able to provide for people around you, or just be able to give to people, this can start the economic flywheel, leading to more prosperity in your life. And following on from the previous point I made, there's a verse I really like from the Bible, which is Proverbs 22:9, that says that the generous themselves will be blessed as they share their food with the poor, which to me is one of the greatest testaments to the fact that if you are generous, that abundance and blessings are sure to come. And if you want to make a start to being generous, then please like, subscribe, and leave a comment on if you've read Rich Dad Poor Dad, key takeaways that you've made yourself, and other books that you may have read that have had an impact on your life. And until next time, stay blessed and peace.